All right, take two. We are in the dump truck and on the road to the landfill. I just wanted to give just to show y'all what it's like here in Tampa. I don't know if you can read that or not, but it's 67 degrees on October 22nd, I believe today is. It's our first morning where the temperature is below 70. We've had some, drier air in the area, but this is our first day below 70 as far as, when we leave and head out for work. So I guess that means cooler weather is finally on the way. Anyway, like I said, heading to the dump, get rid of all this debris, go back, grab the trailer, head out, take you along. Got a couple of condominiums to do today, and then a handful of houses, and if we can fit it in, we have a couple of trees to delimb, get them off the one of the houses of our clients. All right, well, sorry for the glare. I'm gonna let y'all go, and I'll catch up to you later. So everything's going up, as you know already. Fuel, food, material, everything goes up. Even dump fees. On the left, that receipt is from the beginning of September at $37.06 per ton. The new fee is $42.62 per ton. Ridiculous. All right, so we're at the Reserve Townhomes of Tampa Bay. Okay, so we have a water leak here that presumably was irrigation. However, when you turn the irrigation on to the controller, nothing happens. So we're going to come out here to, there's two battery operated valves. We're going to pop open this first one. I'm just going to open up the bleeder. Where's it at? Yeah, so we open up the bleeder screw, which should give us water. But there's nothing running. And you can see, I don't know if you can be able to see in here, but there's not even any water coming out where the bleeder screw is, which is right there. That should be dripping water out. So that tells us that there's no water in the system. So somewhere upstream, somebody has turned off the water, which is not good. So it looks as if the irrigation did run. We haven't had any rainfall, so I'm not really sure what that would be from. This is the driest this road has been in months. Months. I mean, the grass is dry. I'm not even gonna cut this today. There's 1 yard, this one, that's tall enough to cut, but they've got a hose in the middle of the front yard, so I can do it. I mean, look at this one. This one's just bone dry. Bone dry. We'll do the same thing here. Open it up.
Nothing. No water in the system at all. All right, so after speaking to the maintenance man at the next condominium association, the one that shares a main water line for the irrigation with this association, they have the irrigation off. There's a way down there past that red SUV, there's a big complex. I'll show it to you as I drive out of here. These buildings used to be a part of it. They left to form their own association. So they share the water line still, the main irrigation line. They're on their own irrigation here, but they do have a water pipe that comes under the road that they share. So that's been off since last Saturday, because there's a 4-inch pipe down there that's leaking underground, and they're waiting for the electric company to mark wires. So this is clearly just a water leak. It happens at these units all the time. They're 40 years old. They are iron pipes in the ground, so they corrode away, and there's leaks everywhere. So a couple units down beyond that silver Toyota, they had a leak last summer, the main water line leaking over a propane tank in the ground that had electrical wires running on top of the tank that had some kind of nick in them, or maybe the plumber nicked them when they were digging the hole up. But either way, the plumber got electrocuted. Thankfully, he didn't pass, he didn't die, but he refused to come back ever again, and I don't blame him. So anyway, this is a water line leak, probably supply side rather than wastewater. But either way, I've emailed the president of the board and let them know what's going on. I didn't cut anything here today. It's too dry. They're starting to lose grass. We haven't had rain in a month. So with the water being off, even though it's only been a week, we're still in the 90s every day. And we had a couple of days where the humidity was down, but the humidity is back up again. And when it's humid, the atmosphere is full of moisture. There's no need for there to be a lot of evaporation. So any water that's beyond the root zone, that's deeper than the root zone, doesn't even pass through the root zone for the roots to grab some of it as it evaporates. So they're starting to lose grass here. And actually one of the presidents, again, these are two separate associations. This is one, and then down there from that silver Toyota down to the end of the road is the second association. They're both small, 15 units in each. So, but either way, they the further down association, they just talked to me about replacing sod anyway. So that's on the agenda. Get them a price this weekend and probably do it in December if the irrigation is, back up and running. It better be by then, or else they're going to lose more than just sod. Anyway, condos are done. Like I said, didn't mow it. Just trimmed up bird of paradise in there, the areca palm in there, that bird of paradise, some other stuff. Off to the next houses. All right, we are wrapping it up for the day. Got these 4 houses here all at one stop. So where those white cars are, that's 1, that is 2, this is 3, and behind us is 4. Thankfully the grass hasn't grown much, so we just did some palm trimming. We are gonna mow between these 2 houses. So we have these reclinata palms over there. So we just cut out some of the dead and stuff that was hanging. But I tend to get carried away. So across the street here, since this house didn't need to have much mowing done, I went ahead and trimmed up all these palms. So those are the Paritas palms, or Everglade palms. Here's some of it. Some more down there. The little ones there, the dark ones, are the sagos. That's those 2 right there. Sorry for that. Queen palm, just that one there. Can't really reach it. It's not really part of our agreement, but I figured since I could get some of it, I would. Some oak trees, And all those Robollinis. That one and those. Created all that. We do those Robollinis quarterly. The Sagos as needed. The Queen Palms probably every other month. And the Everglade or Porritis palms probably twice a year. And the Reclinatas I showed you at first, they get done every couple of weeks because they're old and they really need to be thinned out, which we'll be working on this winter. Let me get this cleaned up. This is why, again, I have this dump truck. Down here in Florida, we create so much debris that you got to have some way to haul it all off. In these HOAs, you can't leave it on property. You can't put it in the back of a pickup truck, so got to have something like this. All right, so we got everything loaded up. Actually, I went back to the place across the street, trimmed up some of their giant bird of paradise, which is this thing here, and some juniper. Better idea of it, I guess. Anyway, it all fit easily. Plenty of room for tomorrow's stuff. Yes, I will be working on Saturday. Still that time of year here. We were at 90 degrees today. So things are still growing. Thankfully, it's been dry, so this didn't grow enough to justify cutting it. Let's see. Show you a little better detail of what we did. Sorry, what I did. A bunch of cords only there so I can see it in my rearview mirror. Just reminds me that I have actually latched everything down. So, the Robollinis, you can see they're trimmed up. Seed pods are off of them. Now these Porritis or Everglade palms, now my contracts with customers, I only trim trees up to 10 to 12 feet. Depends on the property. Most of them are 12, a few are 10. If they have low screen enclosures around their pools, I go to 10 because I'm not going to mess with anything over a screen enclosure. My insurance wouldn't like that. So these guys, what we do in the wintertime is we'll take out one or two of the taller ones. So for this one, we're going to take out actually 3 this winter. The one that's furthest to the right by the pillar and 2 that are up against the back window. Then we let these guys grow in. So the stuff that you saw that I trimmed was just stuff off the bottom here. Stuff that was dead and a couple of new growth that we didn't want. There are the Sagos. More Robollinis. Now that Queen Palm, I would not normally call that a satisfactory job, but again, it's well over 12 feet tall. And it's not something we do. It did look like that one, but figured I could reach most of it, so I would. I can't reach the boots, so. And there's the last Robillini there. Across the street, talked to the gentleman who owns that house about mowing just the part between the 2 homes, and he said not to worry about it. As you can see, there are flags there. Maybe you can see, there you go. There are flags there. He's having some foundation work done. One of these homes, I'm not going to point out which one, in this neighborhood, actually several in this neighborhood have had sinkhole issues. His, thankfully, is not a sinkhole issue, just some erosion under the foundation. So they had to mark the utility line, so we're not going to mow that, and see, this didn't need it. So these are all done. So try to zoom in right in front of that Lexus of the bird of paradises that were blocking that window. Trim those back. Anyway, that's it for today. We'll catch you tomorrow.